Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Hello, friends. So today we are going to discuss another sutta from Majjhima Nikaya. So the sutta we are going to discuss today is Vatthupama Sutta. So let me share the screen. Okay. So I'm actually using Bhikkhu Sujato's translation. So we have been learning some suttas, and these suttas they explain basically the Four Noble Truths: the Noble Truth of suffering, the cause of suffering, so the cessation, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering in different perspective, in different ways. So now the thing is that the Buddha has a big community, and each and every individual is different from others, and the way they realize the Dhamma is unique to them. So Buddha used different ways. He used different similes. He explained the Dhamma in different perspectives to explain the same Four Noble Truths. So everybody has to realize the Four Noble Truths, but the way they realize is unique to each and every individual. So someone might be able to understand the complete, be able to gain the complete knowledge with this single sutta. Another person will need a different sutta to have a better understanding. So in this sutta, the Buddha uses a simile, the simile of the cloth, Vatthupama. Vatta means cloth. So at that time, the Buddha was living in the Jetavana monastery, and the Buddha addressed the bhikkhus. So the Buddha said, suppose bhikkhus, there was a cloth that was dirty and soiled. No matter what dye the dyer applied, whether blue or yellow or red or magenta, it would look poorly dyed and impure in color. So in order to dye a cloth, so at the time of the Buddha, they even lay people dyed their clothes. So it's kind of a common thing to dye clothes. Today we don't dye clothes because we straight away buy the clothes from the from the market. So the Buddha used this simile because this is something that is connected to their daily lives. So the Buddha says there is a cloth that is dirty and soiled. So a dyer would dye that cloth in different colors, blue, yellow, or red, or any color. But since the cloth is dirty, it would look poorly dyed and impure in color. The reason is that the cloth is dirty. There are impurities in the cloth. So in the same way, when the mind is corrupt, a bad destiny is to be expected. So when our mind corrupts, there will be a bad result. The being shall be born in bad destinations. There will be a bad destiny. because the mind is corrupt. So the Buddha says, if the cloth was pure and clean, no matter what dye the dye applied, whether blue or yellow or red or any color, it would look well dyed and pure in color. The reason is that the cloth is pure because of the purity of the cloth. So our mind is like this cloth. So it is impure. But what we have to understand is the impurities can be removed. These impurities are not a part of the cloth itself. They are external dirt and impurities which can be removed. So when the mind is corrupt with different defilements, greed, hatred, delusion, and all these unwholesome states, they can be removed. They are not a part of the mind. This is something we have to understand. If one believes that these states, these mental states, are a part of the mind itself, then nobody will try to remove them. Nobody will abandon them because they believe that these states are a part of themselves. So if we think anger is a part of ourselves, our mind, when we get angry, we will not remove anger because we believe that it's a part of our mind. But the reality is, just like these impurities in the cloth, these defilements can be removed. So the Buddha gives a list of these impurities. So what are the corruptions of the mind? Covetousness, abhijja, that means greed, and immoral greed, visamalobha. Visamalobha means immoral greed. So there are so people have greed, like when lay people live their lives, they have attachments, they have greed, but there can be a um immoral way to crave. Uh, for example, if somebody craves for something that does not belong to them, they might steal what does not belong to them. So that corruption is immoral greed, which should lead that person to become a thief. So abhijja means to crave for things that do not belong to them, and immoral greed is greed which is immoral, which would lead to all kinds of misconduct. Visamalobha. Vyapada means ill will. Koda. Koda is also ill will or anger. Upanaha means like strong anger. So Bhikkhu Sujata has used this word acrimony. Makha and Palasa. Makha means disdain is to like look down upon people. Uh, so Makha means to not to recognize others' good qualities, to look down upon people, and contempt is a similar word, kind of a like stronger defilement. And jealousy, stinginess, machariya. Issa means jealousy, machariya means stinginess. Maya, maya means uh, to be dishonest, to deceive others, deceit. Sataya means deviousness, like cunningness. Obstinacy is like stubbornness, kamba. Aggression, mana, conceit. Atimana is like stronger conceit, arrogance. And mother means vanity or like intoxication. So people can become intoxicated with with conceit, right? So we call that vanity. So there are these three vanities: vanity of health, vanity of uh, youth, vanity of life. So vanity is a corruption of the mind, negligence, pamada. So these are corruptions of the mind, which can be removed. So a bhikkhu who understands that these states are corruptions of the mind, they give that bhikkhu will give them up. Uh, and when they have given them up, they will have strong confidence in the Buddha, because the Buddha explained that these states are unwholesome and they are corruptions of the mind. And because of the Buddha's advice, this monk, the Buddha's disciple, he abandons these unwholesome states from their mind, and they will experience bliss and happiness, because now they have a pure mind and they will have strong confidence in the Buddha. So his confidence will be very strong, and he will understand that the Blessed One is perfected, he is fully awakened, he is accomplished in knowledge and conduct, he is holy, knower of the worlds, supreme guide for those who wish to train, teacher of gods and humans, awakened and blessed. So he will understand these great qualities. Arahang Samma Sambuddha Vidyacharana Sampanna Sugata Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisadhamma Sarati Satta Devanusanam Buddho Bhagava. So these are the 9 great qualities of the Buddha. So you will understand these great qualities, and he will see the Buddha. Um, even after a long time from the Buddha's passing, uh, a disciple can still have confidence in these Buddhist qualities, because he can still use the Buddha's teaching to purify their minds, even though the Buddha has already passed. So, uh, so this monk will have strong confidence in the Buddha, and they have confidence, and he will have confidence in the Dhamma, the teaching. The teaching is well explained by the Buddha. It is apparent in this present life, immediately effective, inviting inspection, relevant, so that sensible people can know it for themselves. So these great qualities of the Dhamma, Swakato, Sanditiko, Akaliko, Ehipasiko, Upanayiko, Pachattang, Vedabbu, Vinyum. There are 6 great qualities of the Dhamma. And so this monk who has purified his mind from these corruptions will have strong confidence in the Sangha, the Buddhist community. So he is a part of the Buddhist community, and he will have confidence in the community, in the Buddha's disciples, the bhikkhus and the bhikkhunis. So he will understand that the Sangha is practicing the way that is good, direct, systematic, and proper. They achieve these stages of enlightenment, the 4 stages of enlightenment, and they are worthy of offerings, they are worthy of hospitality, they are worthy of support, worthy of venerations, and they are the supreme field of merit for the world. The Sangha is the supreme field of merit for the world. So the worldly people can gain merit by supporting the Sangha. So this monk will have strong confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. So the Buddha says, when a bhikkhu has discarded, eliminated, released, given up, and relinquished to this extent, thinking I have confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha, they find inspiration in the meaning and the teaching. Sangi avecchappasadena samannagatoti labhati attavedam. Labhati dhamma vedam. Labhati dhammopasanhitang pamojjam. So these words are important. Attha means meaning. Dhamma means the Dhamma, uh, the, the experience that he gains through the practice. So he understands the meaning and the teaching. Labhati dhammopasanhitang pamojjam. Pamojjam means joy. He finds joy connected with the teaching. So he understands the teaching, the Buddha's teaching, uh, and he finds joy. Pamojjam. And what happens is, pamoditasya piti jayati. Piti manassa kayo passambati passadda kayo sukang vedeti sukino cittang samadhyati. So when they are joyful, so they have abandoned the corruptions and they have strong confidence in the Buddha Dhamma and the Sangha, and the Bhikkhu, the monk who practices this path, he understands the Dhamma and the meaning, and he gains joy. So when they are joyful, rapture springs up, strong happiness springs up in his mind. When the mind is full of rapture, strong happiness, their body will become tranquil. When the body is tranquil, they feel bliss. When they are blissful, the mind becomes, the mind enters into samadhi. So the mind goes into samadhi. So the word immerse is not a good word to use to describe samadhi. So samadhi is concentration. If somebody develops a wholesome quality, and if the mind is focused in that wholesomeness, that is samadhi. It is not like being immersed in kind of a mental state. So, but Bhikkhu Sujato has used the word immersion, but concentration is a better word to describe samadhi. So it says, Sukhino chittang samadhyati. The happy mind gets concentrated in these wholesome qualities, like wholesome states. So when a monk of such ethics, such qualities, such wisdom eats fine rice with, so what the Buddha says is, so at the time of the Buddha, there were kings and queens and wealthy people offering good food, like fine food, to the sangha. Sometimes people might think it's an obstacle for them when they are offered these fine food. But the Buddha said, if a monk has such ethics, such qualities, such wisdom, when people offer fine food, fine rice with all these curries and everything, with many soups and sauces, that is no obstacle for them. That does not become an obstacle for them, because they understand they eat the meal just to sustain their body. They are not obsessed with that, because they find great happiness in the Dhamma, the practice. So so that fine meal that they are offered will not become an obstacle for them. So the Buddha said, compare with the cloth that is dirty and soiled. It can be made pure and clean by pure water. So a dirty cloth can be made pure and clean by pure water. And he gives another simile: native gold, which can be made pure and bright by a forge. So, gold, native gold, we find in these mines, they are not pure. There are many impurities, but they can be taken through the uh, purification process, and you can purify the gold, and then it will be bright and pure. So, a goldsmith can purify gold. Um, a person can clean a dirty cloth with pure water and make it pure and clean. In the same way, uh, a monk with such ethics and qualities and such wisdom, they will the the fine offerings that they gain from the lay people will not become an obstacle for them, because they find strong happiness and joy in the Dhamma, in the practice. So the Buddha said they will spread a heart full of love, loving kindness. So love, Bhikkhu Sujato has used the word love, but for metta, so metta means loving kindness. So we use the word loving kindness to describe metta. But when you say love, it is more towards attachment, right? So it's a heart full of loving kindness. So that monk will spread loving kindness to all the directions, everywhere, all around. They will spread loving kindness to the whole world, abundant, expansive, limitless, free of enmity and ill will. They will spread loving kindness to the entire world. And they will spread a heart full of compassion to all the directions, to the entire world, entire universe, free of enmity and ill will. And this monk will spread a heart full of rejoicing, mudita, rejoicing in others' happiness, um, to all the directions. So they will gain. Now, since this monk has gained happiness through the Dhamma, they can spread that happiness to the entire world. So we call that mudita. So when mudita is spread to the world, they will not be jealous of others. They will rejoice in others' happiness because they have gained happiness. So they spread a heart full of rejoicing to all the directions, abundant, expansive, limitless, free of enmity and evil. And this monk will spread a heart full of equanimity. So that is upekka. So they will spread a heart full of equanimity to all the directions, abundant, expansive, limitless, free of enmity and ill will. So we call that four Brahma Viharas: Metta, Karuna, Mudita, and Upekka. Loving kindness, compassion, rejoicing, and equanimity. This monk will spread these Brahma, uh, this uh, these wholesome states, like wholesomeness to all the directions, and they will understand. They will come to understand that there is this state that they have achieved. So they understand atti idam. Idam means what he has achieved now. So there is this attihinam. There is what is worse than this. So he was previously a normal person in the world, having a corrupted mind. So that state is low, and it is worse than the state that he has achieved. So atti idam, atti hinam, atti panidam. That means he has achieved some kind of a state, and he understands that there is a lower state than this, and there is a higher state than this. So he can achieve a higher state if he practices the Dhamma furthermore. So he understands atti idam, but there is this state that he has achieved, and there is a lower state than this, and there is a higher state, there is a better state than this. Atti imassa sanyagatassa uttari nissarananti pajanadi. Sanyagatassa means the scope of perception that he has achieved. So he has achieved kind of a perception. sanya. So it's something that we have to understand. Sanya means perception, how we recognize the world. So he has gone through this practice, and he has purified his mind to some extent from all these corruptions, and he has developed the Brahma Viharas, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, and Upekha. And he has come to this, we call that Sanyagata. Sanyagata means he has come to this wholesome perception. And he understands that there is this scope of perception, and there is a lower state than this, and there is a higher state than this, and even beyond that, there is an escape beyond this scope of perception. He understands the escape, nissarana. He understands how to escape from this existence. So this is wisdom. So he has developed wisdom according to the teachings of the Buddha, and he understands that there is an escape beyond this state that he has achieved. Atti imassa sanyagatassa uttaring nissarananti pajanati. So atti idam, atti hinam, atti panidam. There is this, there is what is worse than this, and there is what is better than this, and there is an escape beyond this scope of perception that he has achieved. He understands how to achieve the cessation of suffering. He understands the cessation of all defilements, greed, hatred, and delusion, and the cessation of craving. He understands that. That is nissarana. That is the escape. Knowing and seeing like this. So he knows and he sees. Tassa evang janato evang passato. Janato means knowing. He knows and he sees. Knowing and seeing like this, their mind is freed from the defilements of sensuality, desire to be reborn, and ignorance. Tassa evang janato evang passato kamasavapi chittang vimucchati. Chitta means the mind. The mind escapes from kamasava, the defilements of sensuality. Bhavasava, the defilements of the desire to be reborn. Bhavasava. Avidyasava means ignorance, the defilements of ignorance. And the mind will escape from these defilements when he sees and when he knows this. That means the state he has achieved, what is inferior to that state and what is superior to that state, and the escape. So this is a higher state of wisdom that the Buddha explains. And when they are freed, when their mind frees, escapes from these defilements, he understands rebirth is ended. The spiritual journey has been completed. What has to be done has been done. There is nothing further for this place. It means there is nothing further that he has to do to achieve a higher freedom. That means he has achieved the ultimate freedom. He has escaped from samsara, the cycle of rebirth. So he comes to this understanding. So we call this asavakkaya jnana, the knowledge of destroying all defilements. He has destroyed all defilements. So he has become an arhat. So this is called, the Buddha says, this is called a monk who is bathed with the inner bathing. So he has bathed with the inner bathing. That means he has purified his mind completely. So there was a Brahmin named Bharadwaja near the Buddha, Bharadwaja of Sundarika. So this Brahmin, he was sitting not far from the Buddha, and he said to the Buddha, but does the worthy Gautama go to the river Bahuka to bathe? Because at the time of the Buddha, there were Brahmins who believed that there are these certain places in the rivers, when they bathe in these places, they believe that the water is holy and they can purify all their sins and there are corruptions when they bathe in that water. So even today, if you go to Gaya in India, there is this place in by the river Ganges. A lot of Brahmins they come there to bathe. It's actually people believe that water is holy, but actually it's very dirty. Then because it's that place is very dirty if you go there. But still, there are Brahmins or people in India who believe that when they bathe in that water, they can purify their lives. So um, this Brahmin, he asked, but you're talking about inner bathing, but you go to the Bahuka river to bathe. So Bahuka is a river that at the time of the Buddha they believed that when they bathe in that river, it's the water is holy and they get purified. So the Buddha said, Brahmin, why go to the river Bahuka? What can the river Bahuka do? Uh, and and this Brahmin said, many people deem that the river Bahuka leads to a heavenly world and bestows merit. And many people wash off their bad deeds in the river Bahuka. So he said people can wash off their bad deeds and sins in that river, Bahuka. So the Buddha, he uttered this verse. He said, there are these places, Bahuka, Adikaka, at Gaya, and many places. There is this river Saraswati, Payag, and the river Bahumati. So there are different rivers which people believe that the water is holy and they can purify their bad deeds if they bathe in this water. So the Buddha said, a fool can constantly plunge into them, but it won't purify their dark deeds. What can these rivers do? What can these rivers, Sundarika, Payaga, and Bauka, what can these rivers do? They cannot cleanse a cruel person, a sinner, from their bad deeds. For the pure uh, in heart, it's always the spring festival or the Sabbath. So Sabbath or Spring Festival is a festival where people go and bathe in these places to purify themselves. Even today, they practice that. Uh, so a lot of millions of people they go to the river to bathe to purify their bad deeds. Even today in India, we can see that. So if they know the way to purify their deeds with this method that the Buddha teaches, uh, then they have that festival in them. Their hearts are pure. So it's always that festival. That means he's having that festival every day because he's free from these defilements. So the Buddha said, the pure in heart and clean of deed, their vows will always be fulfilled. It's here alone that you should bathe, Brahmin, making yourself a sanctuary for all creatures. So you should bathe in this purification process that the Buddha teaches. So that is called inner bathe. Uh, inner bathing. So so it is called a monk who is bathed with the inner bathing. Um, so what is the point of going to Gaya? For any well, maybe your well. You can just bathe in any well, in any water source to purify your body, but you can you have to go through this purification process. You have to abandon these corruptions of the mind and develop these four Brahma Viharas, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, and Upekka, and develop wisdom to escape from all defilements. Then you bathe in the inner bathing. So Buddha uttered this verse. So when the Buddha spoke this, when he explained this Brahmin, he understood the Buddha's teaching and he was very happy. and he said, he praised the Buddha's teaching. He said, "Excellent, Master Gautam, excellent. It is like somebody writing the overturned, revealing the hidden, or pointing out the path to the lost. It's like lighting a lamp in the dark so people with eyes can see what's there." He praised the Buddha with these similes and said that the Buddha had made the teaching clear in many ways, and he said he will go for refuge to the triple gem. He will take refuge in the triple gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And then he went forth, he became a monk in the Buddha's dispensation. He asked for monkhood. So Brahmin Bharadwaja of Sundarika received the going forth, the ordination in the Buddha's presence. He became a monk. So not long after his ordination, Venerable Bharadwaja, living alone, withdrawn, diligent, keen, and resolute, soon realized the supreme end of the spiritual path in this very life. So he achieved arahantship. He became an arahant. He lived having achieved with his own insight the goal for which gentlemen rightly go forth from the lay life to homelessness. So he achieved the goal that all people who become monks, their goal is to become an arahant, to escape from suffering. So he achieved that goal. He became an arahant. And he understood that rebirth is ended, the spiritual journey has been completed, what had to be done has been done. There is nothing further uh, that should be done to achieve more freedom. That means he is already freed from the cycle of rebirth. So he became an arahant. So Venerable Bharadwaja became one of the perfected. So there ends the sutta. So see, this sutta is small. The Buddha gives a small simile to explain the meaning, and he perfectly explains the path to end suffering. So multiple people at the time of the Buddha listened to this teaching, and they were able to practice the path and achieve the end of suffering. So even today we can understand this philosophy, this Dhamma, so that we can purify our minds um, to become a better person, to achieve some kind of a liberation. That means if people have these defilements and they have to go through all these sufferings, the one who has removed these defilements are free from that suffering. So that is a freedom from suffering, to even to a certain extent. So even today we can experience this Dhamma, this teaching. So so friends, I think this sutta is a valuable insight for all of us. So if you have questions, you can leave a comment in this video, so we can discuss in the future. So next week we will discuss another sutta. So we will meet again. Until then, take care. May all of you be well and happy.